are still taking part in individual table discussions about civic engagement, civil disobedience, and discussing effective ways to convey political positions and standpoints to people who may have opposing views. So that is generally the discussion taking place inside, and we'll go back in just a minute. Okay. I wanted to ask you how you felt about how the event has gone so far. I know you were here on the first night. You did make a statement with the microphone eventually. But I wanted to know if you had been invited and if that conversation took place. How did that go?
Yeah, so we were invited. I had never heard anything about this event until maybe about a month before it was happening. A friend had sent me the details. I wasn't really surprised that we weren't reached out to, but yeah, I know that they planned this event for months. So just the fact that there was like one Palestinian speaker. We're a very visible organization that's very active, doing lots of film screenings and panel discussions and educational and cultural activities.
Right.
We're very easy to contact. So, I mean, it's deliberate, and we knew just based off of the agenda that it was just going to be a normalization event, normalizing Israel's existence, their violence against Palestinians, and that's very much what this event has been, to a really actually disgusting degree. So, yeah, so we're here, we are rejecting this normalization of violence, and these people are not qualified to speak about what's actually going on. They have a retired historian who won't even name, this as an, apartheid, illegal occupation, genocide. So that's just terrible in and of itself, and she's just continued to be a speaker, just basically spewing propaganda and normalizing this violence. And so it's far more disappointing than I know I was anticipating. And so, yeah, we're here, we're protesting that, and these people should not be speaking for Palestinians. And there's plenty of local Palestinians that can be speaking for Palestine.
Right. Okay. If you had been given an opportunity to have a section dedicated to you giving knowledge and your 2 cents on the matter, what would have been your focus?
Everything would be almost the opposite. Yesterday's event, there was a ton of conversation focusing on the Jewish Holocaust. What does the Palestinian genocide have to do with the Jewish Holocaust? Why are we talking about that when there's a horrific genocide happening right now that we're paying for as U.S. citizens? So really, the only conversations that should be happening around this are a plan to end arms to Israel and to dismantle the settler state. I mean, and just a couple of days ago, the United Nations passed a resolution, I believe it was 149 votes, voted yes to dismantle the Israeli occupation, and that includes, immediate military cessation, immediate cessation of new settlements being built, Israeli settlers to be evacuated from the region, dismantling of the apartheid wall, reparations to Palestinians, right of return for Palestinians. The world wants this. The world sees what Israel's doing. So that's where we could really be actually mobilizing people to be educated about what this actually is and how to be involved in ending this, because we are U.S. citizens paying for it with our tax dollars. We have a duty. So we could have been much more productive if we had been invited to not just participate, but actually lead something like this. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, lacking a focus on current events in Gaza and at the hands of Israel, right? That would be an emphasis you would have had.
Yeah, and we could talk about the history, and certainly we should talk about, the Nakba and Israel's creation and why it is an illegal apartheid state.
Important.
Exactly. But let's talk about present, Israel's planting of bombs in pagers and cell phones that just exploded in Lebanon and killed children, bombing Beirut now. and assassinating leaders. Like, let's talk about the current events that are so important to be, because apparently people are not actually paying attention to what's going on. They're not watching Palestinians being massacred, in the thousands, soon to be a million. So yeah, like, let's bring people up to speed here, and we could have been really successful at that. So it's just really unfortunate that this has just not only caused more harm, but actively harmed Palestinians and anybody that's advocating to end this.
So I see everybody out here on the third day, and I'm thinking, is a protest or a rally sort of a last resort, or because you're not able to be heard inside, or is this sort of a method also apart from the conference? Like, talk about what it means to protest, because there's debate. I shouldn't call it debate, but there are people who think that it's worthless to protest in Humboldt about something that's overseas, right? So could you speak to that a little bit? Like, what good is it?
Well, I think especially in this context, with the third day being about civic engagement, and one of the questions that this day is framed on is, does it matter who's listening? And our response is like, yeah, who's listening? So here, listen to us. Firstly, if you're going to hold an educational event about this topic in our community, like, expect resistance if it's going to be the same kind of normalization propaganda. So, I mean, really, this protest here is in no way going to just free Palestine, immediately, but people have been seriously misinformed by this event, and so, I mean, we are protesting that in and of itself. And also, yeah, are you listening? Like, who's listening? And also, like, let us speak. Give us the mic. Let's tell the truth here. Let's actually tell the objective truth here.
I don't know.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any other thoughts? Anything to
Free
add?
Palestine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing those thoughts with us.
Thank you.
I don't know. I mean, do you think that I'm a full-blood Jew? I'm a full-blood Jew. I believe in my...
But all the relatives I know of that are happening.
It's a cultural thing to me. I'm what they call a Jew.
They going in there for the